Thank you, Ms.
Hello, good morning, everybody. So I'm going to speak to you about the health science program, and I'm the program director, so I can definitely answer any questions you have. So health science, just so you know, is an accelerated program at Stan State, and it's housed in what we call University Extended Education. Some people don't understand what that means, and so what I tell people is we kind of have two pathways to a baccalaureate degree at Stan State. One pathway is what we call University Extended Education, and one is stateside. Both of those give you a bachelor's degree from Stan State. It's just two different pathways. You cannot be on both pathways at the same time. So you have to kind of choose one or the other, and a lot of it is dependent on the degrees that are available in each one. It takes 18 months once you start, so it is what we call a degree completion program, and so you need to have a minimum of like 60 units, preferred 70, and we'll go over that a little bit because you are really kind of coming in at a junior status, and so it is made definitely for transfer students to come in. You take 2 courses per session, and each session is about 6 to 8 weeks long. So we don't have the traditional summers and winters off. It's kind of a program that accelerated, so it kind of goes through all continuously, and that's why you finish in 18 months versus in a 2-year period. All the classes are in the evenings, and it's only 2 evenings per week, and it's from 5 to 10 p.m. The courses are either given face-to-face, hybrid, or online. So you could have some kind of combination of any of these done during the sessions. We do have cohorts now starting each semester. The fall cohorts that start are given on the Turlock campus, and the spring starts are on the Stockton campus. We are now starting our 8th cohort, January 2021, so we've been around for a while. We actually started our first cohort in 2014, and we've grown actually over 200% since that time. The good news is we do have a small attrition rate, and I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that we support our students. You know, we advise them. I'm watching over them. You know, they can come to me if they have issues. I'm helping them with, you know, the minute they start, making sure we're getting ready for graduation and if there's any coursework. So I think that that's part of the reason. And I think that once students come in, you know, they know kind of what they want, and because you don't have to worry about whether you get your classes or not. I mean, that's the other great part, right, is that we have scheduled classes. And so once you're in the program, once you have applied and you've been accepted to the program, then you don't have to worry about, well, am I going to get that class? Am I going to be able to graduate on time? So as long as you successfully complete each of your classes, you'll just continue moving on. So that's very easy for you. And so that's part of the reason I think that we have such a small attrition rate. Oops, I went too fast. So 86% of the students because we have been querying our students after they graduate, and about 86% of the students were employed immediately to up to 5 months after graduations. And kind of the positions that they've been getting after the program are account representatives, patient representatives, clinical and admin assistants, quality improvement project managers, behavioral interventionalists, patient financial services, health information systems, teaching. So those are some of the things that students have gone in straight after the program. So those are things that you can move into with a bachelor's degree in health science. And then we've had 51% of our students are actually furthering their education in areas such as social work, master's in health administration, master's in public administration, nursing, and radiology. So those tend to be the careers that people go into. I shouldn't say careers. Those are the degrees that people tend to take to advance their education after the health science program. So as far as, I'm just going to stop sharing this for a minute and share some other information real quick, because I know that you guys wanted. Let me find it.
That's a very high percentage of students that are pursuing, you know, a higher degree. That's really good.
Yeah, we do. We do have a large percentage of students who are doing that. So I'm very happy about that. Okay, now let me share my screen. Okay, and so, I mean, one of the questions was asked, you know, how much, I would always say the best place to go for occupational information is to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. And that'll give you kind of, you know, how much, what is the entry level for education and what, you know, a job summary. So on my slides, I did have the web link, and I can put that in after my presentation into the chat for anybody who wants that. Okay. And so, you know, so here are some different health care occupations. And so you're welcome to go through any of these and go through some of those that I mentioned that students are getting and see kind of what that outlook is for that health career. And so, I mean, it really gives you all different kinds. And so depending on what you're interested in, and what I typically tell students, because they ask me, well, you know, with the health science degree, it really gives you this baseline in health. And then there is some concentration in administration. And the reason that we have chosen that to start out with is because right now healthcare is a business. And so having some understanding of the administrative part of healthcare is really supportive of any health career you go into. And so that's why we kind of chose that one as our first concentration, because it really gives you a baseline for quite a few different degrees that are available to you. And so let me go back to my presentation. Sorry, I don't know how to do this easier.
Very good
yet.
information, Michelle. That was very good information, because for the most part, our students do want to know, how much am I going to earn if I go, you know, down this path or this other path? So thank you for sharing that with us.
Oh, you're very welcome. And so then when it comes, so I just shared the health occupational. So if you want to apply to the health science program, you do need a minimum grade point average of 2.0. Okay, so that's the minimum. We are not what's called an impacted program, so only impacted programs are allowed to increase their GPA status. And so any program on Stan State that is not impacted, the minimum GPA is at 2.0. You need to complete, you need at least 60 units. We do have 70 units preferred, and that's because the program itself is only 54 units. And so you need at least 120 to graduate. So really you need at least 66 coming in. If not, you know, I do advising right from the very beginning, and we tell you, you know, are there any other GEs that you have not completed? Or do you need just to take, you know, 4 more units? Like, what do you need in order to meet the program requirements? So we do let you know that from the very beginning. And so you basically have that 1.5 years to complete any other work that you might need outside of the program. So that's where I said, you know, you have to stay in one pathway though. So students cannot take courses on the state side while they're in this program. And so most students are completing any extra work that they need to get completed at the community college while they're in our program. And so you need to have the Golden 4 that everybody talks about with at least a C or better, which is speech, English, critical thinking, and math. The math that we require is actually statistics. So you can use that as part of your Golden 4. So it's kind of a twofer. It's a prereq and it fulfills the Golden 4. So if you take that. We also have our prereq list, which is chemistry, physiology, anatomy. You could take, Delta does have a combo class of anatomy and physiology, and we do accept that. So at least if it's 5 units, we will accept that combo class. And I know the one at Delta is. We also have the Introduction to Health Science. At this point in time, Delta does not have a specific class that is equivalent to that, although they do have what's called a HS39, which is a survey of health professions, and if a student took that along with medical terminology, I would take the combination of both of those courses as a prereq for that. And I know that Delta right now is working at maybe getting a course that's equivalent. So I'm working with the director of the health science program there so that we can get that moving. And then we also have human development over the lifespan or intro to psychology. So either of those courses. And then the last one is introduction to sociology. And like I had said, any students who have lower than 70 might have to take additional courses outside of the program. Okay, and then courses listed that you could take at also Delta are Intro to Computer Information Systems and Principles of Microeconomics. But like I said, unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't know which one, our program is 54 units. So you cannot go lower than 50 units because you need at least 50 units of university level credits in order to graduate. And so you can never, you can't have the program dip down lower than 50 units. So really you can only take one of these courses before you enter the program. The recommendation that I usually make for transfer students is to go ahead and take the Intro to Computer Information Systems at Delta and then take Principles of Macroeconomics. And I think that that gives you a wider lens and a support for that microeconomics class that you're going to take without having you dip down lower than those 50 units. So that's my recommendation for transfer students. And then this is my information. So any questions, or do you guys take questions at the end, or how would you like to do that?
So we are a little bit ahead of our time, right, Macario? So we do have questions. We do have one question in that from the audience.
Do you want to go ahead and unmute yourself?
Yeah, so my question was, so when will we be able to apply for the program?
So the application period for the spring is from August 1st to November 1st. So that's for the spring application period. And for the fall application period, we're actually opening it up from October 15th to May 1st.
Okay. And then like
October 15th, guys, it's coming. I mean, it already passed. So you guys are right on time, okay? Right on time with filling out those important dates, those applications. Don't wait until the last minute.
And like, would we have, because I really like the presentation you were showing us, can we have access to that? Or
yes, and I mean, I don't know, so I guess so here is the pre-admission form, and so it's on our website. Let me move this so that I can get to these. So this one's our first website. So this is just the Bachelor of Science of Health Science website. It has just program overview, and like I said, I can put these in the chat afterwards. And so it just gives you at a glance kind of information. This is where I was telling you it's 54 units. This is the cost of the program, which actually ends up being pretty equivalent of what you would have paid for if we weren't accelerated for 2 years worth of Stan State, because it's about $5,000 per semester. It tells you the modality that we talked. It's both at the location is actually Stockton and Turlock now, 18 weeks, and then it's actually 6 to 8 week sessions, and like I said, fall and spring. And then we have there's a how to apply on there, and it tells you what you're going to need to do on this same one. And then it gives you the pre-admission checklist. And so this is kind of where I discussed with you. So this actually needs to be sent to me. So that's kind of like the first step of the application period. And it talks about that on this form, is that you need to complete this pre-admission checklist. And then you're going to send it to me along with some unofficial transcripts so I can look at it and see if you're able to enter the program or not. And then once you have applied and you have been accepted by myself for the health science program, then we need to make sure you're admissible to the university. So then you need to apply to the university as the next step. And then at that point in time, you would be sending in official transcripts. So that's kind of more information on the actual application period. And like I said, I can put all of these website links just to make it easier for you guys in the chat once someone else is talking and I'm not.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you so much, Michelle. The second BS and that State offers by chance? For
So,
certificate in nursing.
yeah, I could have actually pulled that up at the same time because they have their program is in UEE also. So they're also a University Extended Education program. And so they're on that one pathway that I was talking about. And they are also an 18-month program. And so you need to have, though, your baccalaureate degree already when you apply for that program. And then you also need to meet their prereqs, and the prereqs are the same almost as, for health science and for the pre-licensure program we have. And so it's chemistry, anatomy, physiology, microbiology is the one that's added that's different from health science. Okay, and then as long as you have the Golden 4 plus that statistics, and then it's intro to psychology and intro to sociology. So you can see how we're a lot the same, and that was part of the reason we did that is because when we created the health science degree, it was to give options and not have students try to take too many other classes. And we found that those same prereqs are needed for lots of different health careers. And so it was a way to support the students and also create pathways to other health.
That's really good. That's super good. I see it like, shooting two birds with one stone, right? Like getting them.
Right. And so, so there, not to say there's other options also, which is one of the things that we talk about if nursing is still something people want to do. And I'll tell you what happens is that typically, 50% of our students in the health science program were pre-nursing students initially. But what we find is only about 25% by the time they finish, still wanted nursing, and that's part of the reason why we have now created that Intro to Health Science class that really has a survey of different health careers, because what we found is that so many students didn't actually realize how many different health careers there are out there. So many people thought, okay, nursing and physician, right? Like those are the two. If you want to go into a health career, those are the two that you can choose from. And there's actually a multitude of health careers that are available out there that people can go into. One of the things students have to decide, in the end is kind of if they want direct care occupations or if they want indirect healthcare occupations. And so we kind of go over that through that class and have some ways for students. And so what we're going to do right now, while there isn't a kind of equivalent also, is that we will be giving that course during the summer and during our winters, so that if that was the only prereq that students still needed, they could still apply for that, spring, and we would allow that course to be in progress while they were already accepted, because we don't want to stop or create any barriers to people getting in the program and graduating. So we are going to be offering that Intro to Health Science class in the summer and in the winter to allow that and not cause any barriers.
Awesome. Michelle, thank you so much
that you are all here. So I want to talk to you a little bit about the CTE Workforce Development Center. My name is Michelle Castanon, and I am the program manager. And I am here with Elizabeth Waters. She is our amazing workplace internship coordinator. And we are here to assist you while you're here at Delta College and you're making your academic pathway into Stan State. If you want to go ahead and go on to the next slide.
Yeah, here we go.
So I want to let you know that our mission here is to help you. And we want to help you get real world experience and hands-on training while you're at Delta College to match your academics. So our goal in our mission is to train you and to get you qualified into a high-paying in-demand jobs through CTE. So CTE is our main focus. However, we do help the entire campus for any type of career services and job development. So a lot of people ask, well, what is CTE? Well, again, CTE is Career Technical Education, and these are programs that are both certificate and degreed that are short-term to get you directly into the workforce. So the CTE programs that we host here at Delta College, specifically within the health and fitness pathway, are listed here. So we do assist with the kinesiology, the psych tech, rad tech, the CNA, registered nursing, and then the SLPA programs for campus. So with that, I want to touch upon the services that we specifically offer to you through our Workforce Development Center. And we are located currently in Dorico 208. When we are in person, of course, we are Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. However, we have all of our services still available to you virtually. Beth will be going over those, and we'll also be providing our contact information because we want to make sure that you have access to us. Again, still here for you throughout this transition into distance learning. Anytime you need any questions related to career development and any type of information you want to know on job opportunities, we have that for you. So let me go ahead and introduce Beth Waters. Again, she is our internship coordinator. Beth, take it away.
Hi everyone, I'm Beth Waters. You'll see my name is Elizabeth, so you can either call me Elizabeth or Beth. I go by either. So I am the workplace internship coordinator at Delta College, and I'm going to talk to you all about a little bit about my role on campus and what I do. So I assist students with workforce preparation. So what that means is really getting students prepared to go to work. I host weekly boot camp workshops, career boot camp workshops, and the success coaches post my flyers on their Canvas page, so you'll want to watch for those. And they're all designed to assist you with your preparation of either finding your first entry-level job or even a job within your career pathway. I also do one-on-one appointments with students, so I can assist you with writing your cover letter, your resume, assisting you with creating your references page, and really importantly is interview preparation. So I can assist you with helping you to create your interview responses and then doing a mock interview for you so that you can kind of go through that process before you actually meet with an employer. So one of the things that we really try to do in our department is match students up with work-based learning opportunities in their program of study so that you actually get real-world work experience and you get some hours under your belt, some experience under your belt. You'll be able to put that on your resume so that when you do go for your career, when you graduate, you'll have some experience that you can already talk about during your interview with an employer.
And Beth, this is really important because a lot of the students that are going to the, and going to become a nurse or anything within the health careers, they for the most part, they're asking for their education and then they're asking for experience. So then when they graduate, they don't have the experience. And then they're like, how do you want me to have the experience? I just graduated from college, right? So this is a great opportunity, guys, everybody here, to get hands-on before you are actually on the, out there looking for a job with, your bachelor's or master's or whatnot. This is a great opportunity for everybody here to get hands-on experience.
You actually get extra points on your application for having experience. So on the
that's
nursing
good
one.
to know. I didn't know that.
There you go, another pointer, guys.
Yeah, and so even if it's, entry level, if you are going to work in a medical office as a receptionist, even if you wanted to go into a different direction, but getting that entry level experience in the environment that you want to work is really important. But these are some of our employer partners that Michelle and I work really hard to make connections with. And we host a lot of different events on campus, from hiring events to employer panels. So Department of Corrections and Rehabilitations, that's an agency with the state of California. Pacific Home Care Services, jobs with the state of California outside of Department of Corrections, but applied behavioral consultants, comfort keepers, Kaiser Dignity Health, in-home support services, San Joaquin County, and the Federal Bureau of Prisons. Michelle, do you want to comment a little bit more on any of these employers that we partner with?
Sure thing. So my main objective as the program manager of the Workforce Development Center is truly to go out and do all the networking and making the connections for you. So I do the hard part. I am the one who's going through, I'm in a sense interviewing these employers to making sure that they are a good fit for not only Delta College, but specifically for you as a student. We let them know that you are a student first and that is your priority. Because the benefits of you to complete your program versus just kind of, okay, getting some basic skills and upskilling and then leaving. The employers are definitely knowing and understanding that the degree or certificate that you're going to is going to help with upward mobility and help with their training on their side. So with that said, a lot of these employers are very flexible for you during your time as a student. They have positions that are both part-time and full-time because some students do need to work full-time to help with any type of finances, but they take a look at your schedule and will work with you. In addition to that, they are very much interested in being a mentor to help you build your skills, but most importantly, they want to let you know that they're there for you when you graduate. Okay, so just remember that these are key employers and industry leaders who want to help you and have you come back to work with them to find longevity and career pathways. And sometimes you may not even think of, such as with the Department of Corrections or even Federal Bureau of Prisons. Well, what does that have to do with healthcare? Well, the thing is, they have these different psych tech, they have nursing positions. You may have not been aware of that. So they want to make sure you know that there are various career pathways that you can take that are outside a specific hospital or behavioral center setting.
And they pay really good too.
They do. But oftentimes these employers also offer internship opportunities, and internships are typically, it's like a temporary job, but it's giving you that experience that you're looking for. So whether it's part-time, full-time, or an internship, if you connect with Michelle and I, we're here to help you out. Okay.
Correct. So they do internships as well as, I also wanted to include volunteer. Kaiser Permanente is big on the volunteer services. So that one is a non-paid opportunity, but we have a variety, again, full-time, part-time, paid and unpaid.
Very good. So I wanted to talk to you all a little bit about Job Speaker, and Job Speaker is the platform for job search that we're using at Delta College. So when Michelle is networking with these employers, she's also getting them to register on Job Speaker, and then they can go in there and post their job opportunities, their job openings. And for students, I'm working with students to get them registered onto Job Speaker, set up a profile, your resume, and that allows students to apply for jobs using Job Speaker. Employers can also find you if you have a certain skill set. Job Speaker is also a mobile app, so you always have access to it, either using your smartphone or your computer. But Job Speaker is a lot more than just job search. Michelle and I host a lot of different events on campus. And when we're working with employers, employers will host their own hiring events. So there's an events tab on Job Speaker where we're going to market all of our different events that are being hosted. And then we can share that information out with students so that you're aware of what's going on and you don't miss an opportunity. Also, jobs that come into Job Speaker, we can share with different majors on campus. So if you're in the nursing program or the health sciences program and a job like that comes in, we can share it out directly to you. So there's a lot to offer on Job Speaker. There's also a learning tab where you can go in and watch some YouTube videos to help you get prepared to go to work. prepare for a job interview, just a lot of different short YouTube videos that are really, really useful. There's also a management tool in there to help you keep track of the jobs you are interested in, the jobs that maybe you have applied for or interviewed with. It's a great tool for you to use, and it's free to all students, and it's also free to our employers, so we don't charge anyone. And once you leave Delta and graduate and move on to a four-year school, you still have access to JobSpeaker as an alumni. So I encourage you to go to the website at the top of the page, the www.sjdc.jobspeaker.com, and register. JobSpeaker is also one of the workshops that I host to help you kind of learn how to use the program, but it's pretty intuitive. It's pretty easy to follow.
And I like the fact that they can come back, Elizabeth, because a lot of, students, when they leave an institution, they don't have any more access. That's it. You're done. Give me your email. We're going to close it down. You can come back. That's really nice.
Yeah, as an alumni, and they'll always have access to it. Even after they graduate from a four-year school, they'll always have access to JobSpeaker. So it's been a great tool that we've been using at Delta. So Michelle, why don't you take this slide and talk a little bit about WorkNet?
Absolutely. Before I get into WorkNet, I just want to add a few more plugs in for JobSpeaker. So with JobSpeaker, it's not only just a search engine for all of the networking that we've done on your behalf, but it does bring in all the various search engines as well, such as Indeed. It does bring in CalJobs. It does Monster. So you can have this as a one-stop shop for yourself as your career network. Okay, so I just wanted to make sure that you were aware of that. And then the other thing I want to let you know is you are able to go through under the Learning tab that Beth mentioned, and you can also review labor market information on there too. So again, great tool. So let's go ahead and move into the San Joaquin County WorkNet. They are one of our large partners on campus. Again, they are located with us in Dorico 208. Their hours do vary a little bit, so you'll see that located there on the slide. But what I want to let you know is the services that they offer are a huge benefit to you, specifically in the health and fitness fields. So WorkNet helps and assists with training and employment and supportive services. So for those careers that are in demand and for training that is based off of a certification, so again, certification only, a certificate program, and we've mentioned those earlier when I talked about our pathways, you qualify. It is based on eligibility of income. However, with the income, a majority of our students do meet the requirements because it only goes off of your income, regardless if you live at home. So it's not like financial aid. So financial aid requires you, if you're under the age of 24, you must submit all of your parent information. Not the case with WorkNet. Once you're 18, it's your income only, even if you are living at home. So with that, you do have to fill out some paperwork for eligibility. But once you do that, they have a lot of benefits for you as you become a member. So again, they assist with training. So you're training to become a psych tech. You're training to become a CNA. You're training to become a health fitness specialist. These are all CTE programs, and they're going to assist you in. They're going to provide you workshops that are outside of Delta College. They're also going to be sending you information into career fairs and hiring events. The center that they have, again, we share it. They offer the use of telephones, copy machines, and fax machines. So you may not necessarily have that access. So if an employer wants you to fax something over, you can go in and use these services for free. Or if you want to also use special resume paper, they have that for you too. Okay, so but again, you have to qualify to become a WorkNet member. Once you do that, the supportive services that they offer, they not only pay for your textbooks, which of course can be extremely expensive, from $500 to $1,000 or so. They'll take care of all of that for you. But if you need uniforms, scrubs, your white shoes, blood cuff monitors, specific watches, they take care of all of that as well, as long as it's a specific requirement within your class that is needed for you to be a successful student. The big thing that they also assist you with is going to be helping you with your licensure state fees. So that to me is a huge bonus because again, those fees are expensive.
That's a lot of money, Michelle. That's a lot of money.
Yes, yes. It's a great opportunity and not a lot of students are aware of the partnership that they have with us and that they, number one, are located specifically on campus and then the variety of supportive services that are available to you. So again, this is money that is not coming out of your pocket. This is all coming from state and federal funding for you to use based, of course, that you are eligible for the program based on your income. But with that, again, services that are specifically rated to using equipment, helping you get through your textbooks, helping you go through your uniforms and also your license fees. They also do provide job referrals as well, so we work very closely with them. If you are a veteran as well, they do have additional resources available for you as a veteran and also as a dislocated worker. Okay, so that's some information on WorkNet. We specifically are not the specialist, but we do have the contact information to share with you. We have 2 specialists, again, on campus. They're absolutely amazing and there to be with you and helping you through the process the entire way from the time that you start through your graduation at Delta College.
That's amazing. And you know what, guys, you know, students here today, these are amazing resources. This is a big venue for you to start, you know, that transfer mentality. You're going to go to a 4-year. You have all these resources and you're also making your application, you know, more appealing, you know, when you're transferring onto, you know, CSU Stanislaus, because you're going to get the experience. You can get, you know, an internship here and there. And those are all the things that, you know, believe it or not, they look at, you know, your application, all these things, they make you look really good when you're transferring onto a 4-year, you know, so
right.
you have it here.
That's
right?
Michelle or Elizabeth, and who are the contacts that students could reach out to at WorkNet?
So Quatina Reinschel is the contact for the nursing program. And then Priscilla Macayo, and I can put their information in the chat.
That'd be great.
Have to look
Thank
it up.
you.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll put it in the chat box.
Thank you.
The best way to reach them is by using this phone number. And
Okay.
with the pandemic, you have to make an appointment to go in and see them. Typically, you know, they're open regular hours, but with the pandemic, they are on campus. Believe it or not, they actually are working on campus, but they are closed to the public. You do have to schedule an appointment. And if you go to their website, the appointments are being taken on the website.
Awesome. Perfect.
I can share that with you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So just to wrap up a little bit, I did want to provide my information, and the best way to reach me is by my email address. I do have a Google Voice. You can give me a call at 650-503-6837, but the best way to reach me, like I said, is my email address, elizabethwaters@deltacollege.edu. I am available to meet with students one-on-one through Zoom or phone call, and I'm more than happy to help with any job preparation assistance that students need. And again, the workshops I provide, I will not be doing any workshops in November. However, I did want to mention that the workshops that I do are also recorded and they are on our website. So I can share that information in just a moment as well. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen.
Wow, that was some really good information. Elizabeth and Michelle, thank you so much. We have 2 Michelles today. I've never been through this, having 2 Michelles.
Just
That was so
want to
amazing.
remind Want to remind all the students to please take advantage of this resource. Elizabeth and Michelle are great resources on campus for you for career preparation and internship opportunities. So please take advantage of that. And with that, we'll go ahead and open it up for questions. I know we had one in the chat box.
A couple things that came up while you guys were presenting that I thought I wanted to share is that as Lydia said, there were specific deadlines for the university, but for all the programs that are in UEE, they do have a little bit different application periods. So be aware of that. And usually they're a little bit closer to the time you're going to start. And then in the health science program, we typically only take 30 students, and it is on a first come, first served basis. So it's better to apply, when the application period opens versus waiting till towards the end. And then also in the health science program, the capstone course is a practicum/internship course to also give you some experiences before you start.
All right, you heard it from the experts, so get working with the deadlines. Get working on it. Don't be procrastinators. Don't leave everything for the end. And
not my students, they're on top of it. I don't have to worry about that.
Not the Delta students.
not the health and fitness track students. Alrighty, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great rest of your day.